Boo! Do you think we got them? Do you think they got scared?
I don't know.
Well, maybe. Hello, LTL Nation, and welcome to another episode of
Life Talks Live.
On behalf of my co-host, Dunya,
And my father, Omar.
we would like to welcome you to this evening's episode, which is dedicated
Fear.
to fear. Absolutely. Fear, that's kind of scary. Are you scared?
No.
No. Okay, good. Neither am I. So, because there's nothing to be afraid of, even though it's fear. So, let me ask you a question, Dunya. What is fear?
Fear is like if you're scared. Let's say if you're in a haunted house and you see a skeleton, and when you go in front of the skeleton,
Jumps on you. It scares you.
When you don't know, it
Scares you?
Yes.
Exactly. So that is definitely one good example of what fear is, of being scared, being naturally scared by some physical action or something that comes and gets you scared like that. And how do we deal with fear? For instance, let me ask you a question, Dinya. Remember when you first wanted to jump off the 5-meter platform and you went to the edge and you really wanted to jump but you were scared and you couldn't, and so you looked at it and then you turned around, and as a matter of fact, you ended up not jumping the first couple of times.
Yeah.
But then you did.
Mm-hmm.
What made you get over? What made you surpass that fear?
I wanted to show my coaches and my parents and everyone who was watching me, of course, to show them that I could really do it. Even though I'm small, I can still do big things. Like in my Judaism book. Just because you're little doesn't mean you can't do big things.
Absolutely. And so you wanted to prove yourself that you could do it, to yourself and to others. And so that was your drive and your motivation to go ahead and do it.
Yep.
How wonderful. You know, this reminds me of a story. Well, not really a story. Last night we went to dinner with some friends. And it turns out that he is a skydiver and so am I. And so is my wife, Sherry. And we were talking to his girlfriend, her name was Roxanne, and we wanted to ask her if she was interested in skydiving. What did she say?
Oh no, I would never skydive.
Never, ever in a million years am I interested in skydiving. I would never want. And so we looked at her, and because we were talking about LTL, and we said, that's exactly what we're talking about tomorrow. We're talking about fear and how to surpass your fear. So after talking to her for a while, what happened?
She decided to go.
And so this morning...
And that time it was a failure. Because now she doesn't have fear anymore.
Exactly. And you know what? We all went to the drop zone this morning. I went earlier on with her husband. And she met us up with Sherry and Dunya. And she surpassed her fear. She conquered her fear. And she went ahead and made a skydive. And she loved it. It was amazing. It was incredible to see someone surpass their fears in such a manner. You know, see, fear is a very misunderstood expression or word, shall we say. It can be your friend, and it can also be your enemy. You know, it all depends on you. It depends on how you perceive it and how you decide to look at it. You know, we're not here to tell you how to conquer your fear and how to deal with it. But there's one thing that we're going to tell you, and it's something that we've mentioned time and time again. And it goes kind of like this.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at start to change.
Exactly. See, it all goes back to the perception of how you see what fear is all about. You can look at it as your enemy, and you can run from it, and you can hide from it, and every time it rears its ugly head, you can just cover yourself up and decide, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I just can't deal with this. Or you can look at it in a different way, and you can look at it as your friend. You can look at it as your mentor. You can look at it as something that is going to help you achieve everything that you want to achieve. I'm pretty sure that by now most of you, if not all of you, have seen this viral video on Facebook by Will Smith, the singer and actor, where he talks about how he went skydiving at Skydive Dubai, right here actually. And he talks about how the night before he was so, he was really excited to do it with his friends, high-fiving and buddy this and that. And then the night before, the fear started growing. And he's like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Well, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it was a wonderful, and if you guys have seen it, obviously you know, it was a wonderful talk, very motivating, very positive talk about how to conquer your fear and how to see what's on the other side of fear. I'd like to quickly give you guys a brief explanation of how I view fear. I've always seen fear from the perception from the angle that fear is my friend. Fear is there to help me. Fear is not something that I should run away from. When I skydive or when I base jump and when I do all these extreme sports and do incredible, crazy, if you want, things, it's not that I'm not scared. I'm scared. When I'm standing on the edge of a cliff or a building, my knees are shaking. Why? Because I'm scared. Because that fear is there. But you know what? That fear keeps me alive. That fear keeps me in check. It's the one that lets me do what I want to do and makes sure that I'm in check and I do it in a safe way. See, because fear is my friend. I have understood that I shouldn't run away from it. But on the other hand, actually, what I should do is I should embrace it. And by embracing it, I can do anything and everything that I want with it. So, you know what? All I can say is I can give you guys the advice. Go ahead and embrace fear. And no matter what you're talking about, be it for parenting, be it for sports, be it for work, be it in any situation in your life, go ahead and embrace fear and use that fear to maximize your potential. Use that fear to let you do what it is that you want to do in the best possible way. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. And because of that, you know what? I think that we've pretty much gone to the end. And in conclusion, we will just simply say that fear is something that we should embrace. I've said it probably a couple times already. And let it be your teacher. Let it be your accomplice. Don't hide from it. Don't put it behind a shelf. Don't let it be behind, rear its ugly head and make you fear that you can't. Really embrace it and enjoy it. And you know what? You'll accomplish quite a bit. Please remember to tune in tomorrow as Faisal will tackle the week of guilt. Exactly. So please watch it so as not to feel guilty about missing it, right? We don't want to feel guilty. Anyway, so as we always do, we would love to hear from you. So please write to us on our social media on
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter
at Life Talks Live. We close as we always do with love, peace, and respect. Salam, shalom, namaste. Thank you. Good night.